başlıklı sunumunu paylaşması adına Saint-Gobain Otel ve Konut Segmentleri Küresel Konsept Yöneticisi Sayın Werner Kopp'u kürsüye davet ediyorum.
Does it work? Yep. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Regips Turkey, for having me here. It's really a pleasure and an honor to speak in front of such a special audience, I have to say, because I know it's not easy to get a lot of architects together for one event. As I said, I was introduced, I work for Saint-Gobain Gypsum activity in the segments offsite manufacturing, residential and hotels. And when I started to work in this segment, for me it was also a new experience. And it was interesting to discover that over the past 60 years, international tourist arrivals have shown virtually uninterrupted growth. And the forecast for the next 30 years is an annual growth of 3.3% per year. And this is why tourism has become one of the largest and fast-growing economic sectors in the world. So what does this have to do with Turkey? Yeah, hope it works. It's really interesting because Turkey is ranked among the top 10 of world's top tourist destinations. And in fact, last year Turkey has overtaken the UK and moved from the 7th to the 6th place. And the trend is positive. I mean, we know why, because Turkish hospitality is nearly unmatched in the world. And it's always a pleasure to spend the holidays in your country. And of course, tourism has a long tradition. If you look at this picture, first hotels arose 2,000 years ago, maybe. And since the beginning of time, people have traveled for various reasons, like commerce, religion, family, education, recreation. And you know, the basic necessities have always stayed the same. People needed a place to rest, good food, good drinks. But what is the situation today? I mean, the guests have become more and more demanding, and hotels try to provide a second home for the guests with the comforts one would expect in his own home, and even above that. But when I got deeper into this topic, it was interesting to find out that there are some issues independent of the hotel category, the brand, or the country. Noise was always ranked among the top complaints. And this is based on a recent study from J.D. Powers in the US, and it includes more than 50,000 guests. And all of them came to the same conclusion, and this represents very much the finding of the past 15 years. So noise is really an issue in hotels. And we would like to talk a little bit about that today. Why is that? It's obvious that hotels really changed their approach towards their customer. They turned into multifunctional buildings. So they provide room for offices, for congresses, business meetings, spas, restaurants, whatever. And also, it's good for the guest, but there is, beside the fancy furniture, there's always a focus on more advanced technological features like big LCD screens, Wi-Fi, docking stations for your iPod, audio systems, home cinema systems, which create more and more noise in the guest room itself. And also, you need to know that indoor noises always have a high information content, so they easily catches a listener's attention. And if you compare, for example, people talking next door to you, then an outside car noise, which one would be more annoying? It's, of course, the people talking next to you, because obviously you try to pick up what they say. So, what do you expect from your hotel room? It should provide you guest privacy, which means more or less it gives you safety, which comes from the door lock, freedom from odors, like you can do it with a ventilation system and hopefully good maintenance stuff that clean your room properly. It gives you freedom from unwanted light, you just close the curtains, and hopefully also freedom from noise with good sound insulation. Because just remember, the first thing you do, most of us do, come into the hotel room, lock the door, close the curtains, listen to if they can hear their neighbors. So mainly the hotel room provides you an ambient environment to relax, to work and to sleep. Of course, you can relax in the lobby, in the spa area. You can work in the meeting room. You can also sleep at the bar, depending on the amount of alcohol you drank the night before. But preferably you do it in your hotel room. And this is basically what you pay the room rate for, to have a good night's sleep in your hotel room. And it's up to the hotel to provide this service to you. So let me take you through a typical day, a typical situation that which all of us have experienced, I guess. So you arrive quite late in a hotel, you're very tired. You know that next day you have an important business meeting, in the afternoon maybe you have some creative workshop. So you try to go to bed quite early, and because you're really tired, you fall asleep quite soon. And you start with your first REM phase, but very shortly after that, you realize that you're not the only guest in the hotel, because obviously your neighbor has arrived. Should it work? This is the most annoying noise. But in addition to that, normally you listen to his phone calls, hear him doing his emails, having a shower probably. We know all the noise, but I don't want to play them now, because maybe a little bit too annoying. So, but after that, he goes to sleep, and you fall asleep too. But then in the middle of the night, you wake up by an incredible noise. You can't even detect where it's coming from. But obviously it's his neighbor, it's your neighbor, watching one of his favorite action movies again. So after you participated in the showdown of his action movie, you fall asleep again, but 5 o'clock in the morning, he wakes you up again because you obviously drank too much from the minibar. He goes to the toilet twice maybe, or even 3 times, I don't know. But even this goes by. But right after that, at 7 o'clock, his alarm clock wakes you up. Yeah, again, for the last time today, hopefully. And then he starts his morning shower. He starts to shave his beard, probably very long beard, very hard to cope for the shaver. So after that, unfortunately, sound doesn't work, but you can imagine in the shower he makes the refreshing morning shower makes him sing like Elvis. So I'm sorry for that. And then right after that, you participate on his TV news. So you immediately updated what's going on in the world today. And even you know what's the weather forecast for Timbuktu. They say that it's raining in Timbuktu. I bet you always wanted to know how the weather is in Timbuktu. But even this goes by, and after that he leaves his room with a big door slam, and he leaves you in his room, in your room as a physical wreck, more or less. So you're really too tired to go to breakfast. The only thing that can help you now is a strong coffee. And while sitting on your bed, you think to yourself, I mean, you're not that sensitive at home. Of course, your wife maybe snores, you hear your neighbor coming, there's cars outside. But why is that in a hotel, and what is special about hotels? And you need to know the following. Even when we sleep, our brains and bodies continue to react to sounds. And this affects the level of stress hormones in your body. I mean, more or less, your body is in a chronic state of alert during the night, even without your active perception. And it means you can close your eyes, but not your ears. And you're always online. I mean, it's good for a computer to be always online, but not for you. You need to find some rest during the night. And if we talk about sound levels, I mean, this slide gives you an idea of which sound levels we're talking about when we talk about noise affection. So sensitive people already start to react to sound levels around 20 dB, which is really the ticking of a clock. And really measurable effects of noise on sleep begin at levels around 30 dB, and these studies have been carried out by the WHO and put together in night noise guidelines for Europe already some years ago. So it really At 30 dB, you know yourself in the morning that you woke up, you felt uncomfortable. And levels above 40 dB, which is a dishwasher in your kitchen or a refrigerator, so stay away from a dishwasher, could affect your health. It's really low noise levels that we're talking about. I mean, and levels above 55 dB, which would be a typical TV movie, can affect the physical and physiological health. Of course, not only one movie, but if you're exposed to noise levels above 55 dB for a longer period of time, you really can get serious health damages. So, and especially in hotels, this is a problem, because in hotels you are in an unfamiliar environment, and if you have loud and unfamiliar sounds, this really affects your ability to relax and to sleep. So, if we continue with the nightmare, the acoustic nightmare, you sit in your bedroom, realize that you're quite late for your business meeting, you run down into the lobby, and again you hear a lot of noise, and you think you would never be able to work in such a noisy environment. For example, you have the printer of the reception. Very short. You know, all the people, and this is interesting, especially for architects, because the lobby or the entrance area of the hotel should be very pleasing to both the eye and the ear. And it should also provide, I would say, perfect acoustic conditions, not only for guests, but also for people working there. So it's really important for the staff that there is a good acoustic ambience in the room. So having a look at your watch, you realize, okay, you're really late, you have to run to your business meeting, but then suddenly in a quiet corner you see a guy reading a newspaper with the following headlines. So recent studies, and this is really no joke, I went through hundreds of sleep studies just to pick out some of the best one. Recent studies prove that a lack of sleep can be really dangerous for your health. So sleep duration of less than 6 hours will really increase the risk of development of chronic diseases. And I don't want to make you panic, but another one says that solving a problem, you can only solve a problem when having sufficient sleep, of course, and ideally with REM phases. And now after you've read that, just to continue, you continue your way to the meeting room, and you think that's really too bad because you feel sick already, and you know that you're quite late, and so you run to your meeting room, and of course you're the last one, so you grab a seat in the last row, and you can't really see the presenter, who is presenting what, and you can hardly understand him because you have some tattling neighbors, and all you get from the presenter is some unintelligent syllables. But the problem is that speech intelligibility is a critical factor for the success of business meetings and other events. So if you don't understand the content, you will really get bored and lose attention. And let me show you the following video, and I really ask you to focus on the lips of the presenter, of the second presenter, of the younger one, because this is really a unique experience. It's called the McGurk effect, and I hope it works. No? No, it does not. Yeah.
Watch this experiment. It's called the McGurk effect.
Ba, ba, ba.
So really just focus on the lips.
Ba, ba, ba.
What do you think he's saying? If you think he's saying da, 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 you are in the grand majority. But now, close your eyes and listen instead of watching.
Ba, 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 ba.
The voice is saying ba, ba, ba. Now, let's replay it without the sound. Yes, it's true. His lips are saying ga, ga, ga. So how is it that when the lips are saying ga, 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 and the sound says ba, 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 that our brains read da, da, da? The McGurk effect. It's an example of an auditory illusion. It's a great way to show that the accurate perception of information can involve the participation of more than one sensory system. In this case, vision with sound.
So now you know why you don't understand the presenter. Bad room acoustics and no visual contact, it's really a terrible combination. And if you want, I would like to take you again further through this acoustic nightmare. But I think at that moment, you just gave up. You can't see the presenter, you don't understand what he's talking about. You skip your meeting in the afternoon, you just leave the meeting room, go to the bar, grab a coffee and a beer maybe instead. And you just can't wait to go home, but you realize suddenly that you have arrived with your car and you're quite tired and you have to drive home maybe for 2 hours or 3 hours in the afternoon, and that doesn't make you very comfortable, because we've learned today that a lack of sleep really leads to problems, completing a task, concentrating, making decisions, and really results in unsafe actions. And more alarming studies come from driver associations from all over the world. I mean, this is one from the US, and this is not just fake number. It's really that 100,000 sleep-related vehicle crashes happen every year in the US. So again, solution is grab a strong coffee to get awake. And what are you going to do in the meanwhile, while drinking your coffee? You share disappointment and frustration with your friends. And thanks to the hotel, which kindly provides free Wi-Fi in the lobby, you do it immediately with your smartphone and you share it with all your friends, your followers, whoever. And they immediately respond, and they will forward it to their friends and followers. And at some point of time, maybe some important bloggers, with opinion leaders on the internet, will send it to their followers, and with the flick of a switch, maybe 10,000 people within 1 hour know why not to book this hotel, because they obviously have problems with acoustics. And you can imagine, once this is on the internet, it will stay there forever. And obviously, you look at the guy next to you, obviously he's doing the same, because he looks just as much as tired as you. And so, what does all of this have to do with you? Who's affected in the end? It's you, it's the architects. Sad to say that, but that's the truth. What will a hotel company do once they monitor the internet, they monitor social networks? They find out that there's maybe 10,000 people telling to their friends why not to book a certain hotel. So they will contact the franchisee, the investor, to see what's going on and ask him to stop this immediately, because maybe one email can ruin the whole brand image. So it's really not a very theoretical scenario, it's very real. And what does the investor do, or the franchisee do? He calls the technical guy, and it's the architects, it's you, because you are responsible for that, and you can't blame your subcontractor or some installer on bad installation, because you have to give you have to give the permission. You have to develop the details, and you're the one responsible for the technical quality in the end of the building. And it's, I mean, to be honest, speaking from my own experience, I and you, of course, we have invested a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of studies in becoming technical experts. So please don't let some disappointed guests ruin our reputation, and also the reputation of the hotel company. Because today, as we know, no mistake in this globalized world stays hidden any longer, and once it is on the internet, it stays there. So you have little influence on how people comment about you, and it's really a threat. But the good news is that my colleagues from Regips Turkey can help you in solving the issues and getting the design right in the very first stage of a project. So we are there after the presentation to answer your questions. And thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Werner Kopp'a teşekkür ediyoruz.